Hello, people of the internet, and welcome back to my podcast. I have a guest star here, Rachel. Rachel is going to explain her story, how she became a hairstylist, and what interests her in hair.
Okay, I'm Rachel, otherwise known as Ray. How I got into hair, actually, It was an ex-best friend of mine. We actually super hate each other now. But she inspired me to go do something and get out of my parents' basement. And she was a makeup artist, and she wanted to, like, expand her career or whatever. And she's like, I think I might do hair. And I was like, hey, I'm creative. I like things like that. Then that's something that'll, like, appease my ADHD.
Yes,
like
heavily. That's another topic we should have.
Yeah, totally. Like, it was like something that, because I need to do something different every day, and that's what hair is. Like, it's something different every day. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And then the first, like, few months of hair school was hell. Like, oh my god, did I hate it.
Really?
It was like COVID hit too, so I learned balayage in my basement on Zoom.
Yep. It's a new time for hairstylists.
On Zoom they're like, use whatever you can find under your bathroom sink for you guys to learn balayage, like to simulate a balayage.
Dish soap.
Literally, that's what I used. I'm not kidding. Then I remember the day that I loved it. Like, that I fell in love. It was the day I finally understood formulation.
Yes. That's always such a big thing.
I, like, for months, I was, like, in the dark. Like, I was like, I just don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it. It's never going to happen.
It's hard.
And then one day it just clicked, and I was like, oh my god, I get it. And I remember standing, like, in the school salon, and I was like, oh my god, I get it.
How long have you been doing hair?
I'm going on 6 years.
Okay, and what's your favorite thing to do?
That's always such a hard question for me, because I like to do it all. I like to do really long layered haircuts. Like, I like to do, like, those really rounded U-shaped layered haircuts. Like, I like to do, like, fun fashion colors, but mostly highlights. Like, when I get a good blonde, it's like...
Whip out your very first. Am I the asshole that you wanted to do?
Okay, so this one we just found. Neither of us have read through it. We read, like, little tidbits. And it, like, one of them was about, like, the hairdresser being overweight, like, this complaining about, sorry, I don't know if I can say that. This girl.
I'll bleep him. This female who is a not good person.
Exactly. Said something about her weight, the hairdresser's weight.
I can do different voices. I can be the mom too.
Okay, you could do mom and sister, and I'll be the hairdresser.
Okay.
Okay, my younger sister, mother, and I go into our local center for sister to get a style cut before some kind of event. She had long, very straight hair with no layers, and the hairdressers had parted it in the middle for easier cutting. That's pretty valid. Even though my sister had specifically said she wanted more of a fringe with layers. Okay, but you would still middle part for a fringe.
Yeah, you would always, no matter what, you'd middle part for a fringe, really.
Okay. So my sister's sitting in the chair, getting the cape around her when the hairdresser is questioning her on what she wants, but obviously isn't really listening as she gets things ready. A note, this woman is severely obese.
Okay, that wasn't really a point that needs to
Let's call her
said.
hairdresser woman. This is where the dialogue is soon to come in.
Oh, goodness.
I have no prejudice on what weight you are, but hairdresser woman's weight was directly affecting her job. She couldn't lean to grab things off the counter or a tray or lean down to the customer, and her weight made her chair unable to slide properly, so she had no movement for cutting. Slide?
I think she's referring to when we pump the person up.
No, but you just put a little less pressure.
Yeah, well, you put a little less pressure, but when they go up, they, like, it's because some chairs in some salons have
But it's not the person in the chair. He's talking about the hairdresser.
But is she talking about, like, how the chair itself slides? Like, her weight being the problem with how the chair slides?
She had no movement for cutting, yeah.
So maybe like, limited space between stylists? Let's see.
It's this paragraph right here.
She couldn't lean to grab things off counter or tray, or lean down to the customer, and her weight made her chair unable to slide properly. Okay, so I think in that instance...
Because she only put a little bit, like, she couldn't put a little bit of pressure.
But maybe some chairs, I know at my salon that I go to, have, like...
Ooh, I spilt.
That's okay.
What do I do with this mess?
I'll just keep it. I'm just keeping mine. I can just wipe it off. Thank you. Okay, so I think where I go here in Calgary, there's one salon, the one that I go to, has chairs that are automatic. So all you have to do is pump it all the way down and it just right up to the top. It's really cool. You don't have to like pump it. And so maybe this woman took her kid previously, or whatever this instance is, the person went previously to one where it just went all the way up instead of pumping. And so I feel like this woman's just kind of attacking this woman's weight and just being mean about her weight.
She wasn't leaning down to hear what my sister was saying and just said, "Oh, I know exactly what you young girls want these days." Real snooty, whatever. Interaction goes like this. Okay, this is sister and hairdresser.
Okay, I'm sister.
And I'm hairdresser.
Okay. We can't forget that.
Okay. Oh, yes. So you just want some layers here, here, and here? Makes like a karate motion at my... Some layers here, here, and here.
No, I want it up higher and with a fringe, please. Okay, wait, okay.
That doesn't make sense.
No, can I just make one comment? As a hairstylist, when you say up a little higher or can I just have 3 layers, please? That's not how it works.
Not a thing. But all the girls want it like this and does the hand chopping thing again.
No, I want it different. My hair's too long for that.
Okay, so maybe she was saying... But no, she said shorter. You said shorter.
Yeah.
Want it up higher. Okay, that doesn't make sense. It's okay, dearie. I know exactly what you want.
Do you?
Okay. Sister makes eye contact with me and kind of rolls her eyes. I'm sitting in the chair next to her. The salon is fairly empty. Should have clued us in. But the lady seems to understand what is wanted. Big mistake. My mom asks sister if she's sure that that's what is wanted. Sister nods. I go back to reading magazines. Hairdresser wets her hair with spray and combs it through. Oh.
So she doesn't take her to the sink?
Maybe they don't have a sink.
What if this is a Great Clips?
I mean, if it still ends up bad.
They didn't even say where this was. What if this is a Great Clips? What salon just sprays long hair down with a water bottle?
Okay, well then do you want to stop reading
No,
this?
keep going. Great Clips, dude. That place was horrible to work for. The tips are gold, though.
Okay. You're not in this part for a bit. It's just hairdresser. So we'll just make this first cut here. Starts putting up hair. So it'll fall down here and make more of a fringe. Sounds good, honey? Okay. Snips.
Oh.
In that one cut, my sister has a mullet on one side of her head. As in, the front is short, the back is long. The front comes to just under her ear, and while the rest of her hair is down her back. So she must have, just cut this off.
Because she probably
sectioned it like this, and then cut that off, and then thought that could be a fringe.
But you also know what this woman probably thought. She wants the layers to be shorter.
Oh my God.
Let me just...
You still over-direct. That's still what you do. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Hairdresser. Oh dear. The layer doesn't seem to be working. Must be because your hair is so thin. That's the best hair for layers. Well, maybe not the best, but it's the best to blend layers.
It's really good for blending layers, but you have to keep them very minimal.
Exactly. But if you keep a long layer.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at that. Let's down some of the longer hair and cut that about 2 centimeters longer from the initial cut, like the stair shape. So she had cut it short here and then brought down the second layer and tried to cut it down here to cover what she had done. Your mother and sister now.
Is that right? That's the mother. No, that's the sister.
Well, I don't know what you expect me to do about it. I did exactly as she asked. It's not my fault she doesn't want what's fashionable. Her hair is too thin for that sort of cut, and I did it fine. Mother, sister, and I sit in amazement as the hairdresser starts swearing, huffing, telling us she only does what's in fashion, and we shouldn't be asking for anything else. My mom asked the hairdresser if she can fix it or not, and the lady says there isn't anything to be fixed. That's the way it should look. I can picture it. That's not how it should look.
I can picture
especially if she
it.
just cut like that and didn't even texturize anything.
And especially, it's just weighted, and she probably, if she does say have finer hair, it probably looks like she has 3 strands just hanging on the ends.
Absolutely. Remember, at this point, my sister has the front half of her hair on one side literally hacked off. You can see all her neck up to her ear, and that's how short it's been cut, while the rest of her hair is still down to her neck. So she did, like, one side, right?
Yep. Because, yeah, as you would do, you would, well, no, you wouldn't start. Depends if you're doing a shag. Is that how you wanted it? The sister just shakes her head.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Just regrow the hair and cut it exactly how the little princess wants it? Well, too bad.
How in the world is a hairstylist actually speaking to a client in this manner? This has to be a
great clip.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because, like, okay.
Or a supercut.
Or anything, like, of that generic sort. Because when you work in a place like that, you say what you want, and you don't care because losing your job is like a whatever situation. Sobeys will pay you the same, minus tips, but Sobeys will basically pay you the same.
Some professional courtesy would have been nice, but it is at this point that goes down. She slams down the hairbrush onto the tray of utensils, scissors, razors, a small mirror, and several combs fall off and go all over the ground. Oh, she lost, her shears fell. They're ruined.
They're destroyed.
The mirror smashes, and the hairdresser grabs her own hair and just screams.
Okay, maybe there's something, like...
There's obviously
something
going on
mentally
in her personal life that like she's got to figure out.
Yeah, she shouldn't be exploding like that.
My family and I are just sitting there like, what? Hairdresser has begun to attract a bit of attention by now, with most people in the salon, like 5 or 4 of which are other hairdressers, are staring. 2 hairdressers come over. One starts asking what the problem is and how she can help nicely, while the other one is guiding the hairdresser into the back room. We hear smashing, shouting, and a phone being picked up. More incoherent shouting. Sisters crying. I'm just sitting there, and my mother is telling the girl that what has conspired. For example, a hairdresser hacked off half of sister's hair, which she did not ask for, and even gave clear instructions on what she did, and hairdresser went nuts when criticized. The hairdresser is nodding, apologizing, saying she can't understand why the hairdresser decided to mullet my sister. So that's the other hairdresser that's apologizing.
On the other hairdresser, the hair-grabbing hairdresser's behalf.
Yeah. When a security guard turns up and tells us we are being escorted out of the store after we have paid for our services. After we have paid for our services.
After all that, they still paid?
And security guards came up and said, we're escorting you out after we have paid for our services.
After they paid. Wow! That's,
if we don't pay, the police will be called. He informs us we have been disrupting the salon, verbally assaulted someone, and refusing to leave. My mother attempts to explain what was attempted, but he refuses to listen, saying if she continues, we will be given a life ban from the entire shopping center. We're forced to pay as the hairdresser watches us from the door of the back room, hands in fists. Nice apologetic hairdresser is almost crying while the whole salon is just silent and watching us. The security guard walks us out and goes around the corner before telling us not to contact or go to the salon ever again, or the center will sue us for misconduct, amongst other things. We leave with a life ban hanging over our heads and my sister with a particularly bad haircut. I'd like to point out my sister went to a much better salon, got the mullet done so she actually had her haircut and not a hack job with a rusty chainsaw. Salon we were banned from has since shut down.
No shock there.
I feel like that hairdresser wasn't listening.
Not at all. And hairdressers that just, in my opinion, throw the client's ideas and wants aside and just give the client what they feel the client will look best in is if you sit there and think, if a client's like, I want to be ashy, and you're looking at their skin tone and you're like, oh my god, this is not going to work for your skin tone, you could, give them an option to be like, here's like a cool / warm neutral tone I could give you that would suit your skin tone but still kind of give you what you want, or we can just do the cool if that's really what you're looking for. You don't want to be like, actually warm will look better in your skin tone and I know it's fashionable so you need to have this exact color if you want it or not. Like, you can't do that.
No, you absolutely can't do that. It's our responsibility to explain those things to them.
Exactly.
Whereas this hairstylist did not do that. She did not do that. No. She did actually like the opposite. She did exactly what hairdressers should not do. Doesn't make popcorn.
Yeah, we can pause and make popcorn. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the first ever featured video or featured podcast on this channel, and I really hope that you guys tune in for future videos. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and comment your thoughts and opinions on the topics that we discussed today. Do you think that who we thought were the assholes were really the assholes? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure, once again, to hit that subscribe button. I hope you tune in next time.
It's Groundhog Day. He didn't see his shadow. So spring is coming.